You lie still, your breath falling into a quiet rhythm. Around you, the world hushes. The lights dim. The noise of the day retreats like the tide. And in that space, between thought and sleep, you begin to feel something older than your body, deeper than your breath. You begin to feel time, not as a clock, not as a schedule, not as a demand, but as something slower, warmer, something that wraps around you like a blanket, pulled up to your chest. Time does not hurry. It does not race. It flows, soft and continuous, like water down a gentle stream. You are not running through it tonight. You are floating. Your thoughts drift toward the sky. Above the ceiling, beyond the clouds, farther than the moon, lies a cosmos that has never stopped moving. But this motion is not chaotic. It is measured. Each rotation, each orbit, each flicker of starlight follows a rhythm so vast, so ancient, that it becomes almost musical. The earth spins beneath you not with speed, but with grace. One full turn every 24 hours. The sun rises. The sun sets. Seasons unfold like pages in a slow book. You felt it without thinking. Time in the swing of a shadow, in the bloom of a flower, in the creak of an old stair. It's everywhere, always whispering. But what is it? Time is not something you can hold. It has no color, no taste, no sound of its own. And yet, it touches everything. It stretches between your first breath and your last, invisible but certain. It curls around your memories and drips through your dreams. Some say time is a measurement, a way to organize events. Others say it is simply a feeling, born from change. The melting of ice, the fading of light, the wrinkle around an eye that wasn't there before. Even now, your body is keeping time. Tiny clocks tick inside your cells. Your heartbeat marks moments. Your breath counts minutes. Without noticing, you are a symphony of rhythms, each one tuned to something greater. Imagine the oldest tree on Earth, its rings marking centuries, or a glacier inching forward over lifetimes. These are the slow keepers of time. And yet, even they bow to the same truth. Time moves forward, always forward. But is that entirely true? As you lie there, you might wonder, could time ever stretch? Could it bend? Could it stop? These aren't new questions. For thousands of years, humans have stared into firelight or starlight and asked the same thing. Ancient philosophers believed time was a cycle, like seasons returning or lives repeating. Others imagined it as an arrow, straight and unbroken. Still others, like Einstein, would later prove that time is more like a fabric, something that can ripple, fold, and flow differently depending on where you are and how fast you move. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Tonight is not for rushing. Tonight, we begin at the beginning. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a river. Not a roaring one, but a slow, silent stream. You are lying in it, the water warm and still. You feel no need to swim. The current carries you, not away, but inward toward understanding. Time, like water, cannot be grabbed. Try to hold it, and it slips through your fingers. But float with it, trust it, and it reveals everything it touches. Trees grow beside it. Stones sink through it. Your thoughts ripple across its surface. And then there's memory. Memory is how you feel time. That moment when you walk through snow for the first time. The scent of someone's sweater. The exact hush before you spoke your very first word. These things are not happening now, but they still exist, don't they? Carried along by time. Held somewhere inside you. We are made of time, in a way, not just because we live inside it, but because our minds are built to track it. Every blink, every heartbeat, every pattern. Your brain is always listening to the ticking beneath everything. Even your dreams carry time. You may not notice it, but when you sleep, your brain tells stories in a rhythm. A beginning, a middle, an end. A timeline of emotion. A quiet loop of thought. In sleep, time becomes less strict, but never disappears. And when you wake, the world resumes its steady hum. The sun creeps through your window. A new day begins. Time, always reliable, begins its next slow breath. But now, lying here, you feel something else. Something curious. A whisper of a question. What if time isn't the same everywhere? What if the way you experience time could change? Could it speed up? Could it slow down? What happens when you move very, very fast? What happens if you leave this planet altogether? Tonight, you'll explore that question, not through equations or experiments, but through the rhythm of imagination and truth. Because the answers lie not in fantasy, but in reality, just not the kind you see every day. As your breath deepens and your body softens, you're preparing not just for sleep, but for departure. Ahead of you lies motion, acceleration, a spaceship humming in the silence between stars. A journey not just through space, but through time. You are ready to feel it differently, to see it stretch, to watch it ripple. But before we move forward, let's look inward and feel the clock already ticking softly inside you. You are still. Your head rests gently on your pillow. But beneath that quiet surface, a rhythm continues. Not the rhythm of the world outside, with its alarms and appointments, but something older, something quieter, something yours. There are clocks inside your body. You may not hear them, you may not see them, but they're always there, ticking gently, guiding your every moment, like soft whispers in your bloodstream. Start with your heart. It doesn't need to be wound, doesn't ask for batteries, yet it beats steadily, patiently, around 100,000 times every day. Each pulse a small drumbeat in the concert of your life. It speeds when you run, slows when you rest, shifts when you dream, but it never forgets the rhythm. Even now, in your stillness, it marks time with soft precision. Then there's your breath. You breathe without thinking. In, out, roughly 20,000 times each day. Your breath is like a tide, always returning. With every inhale, the world enters you. With every exhale, you release a piece of it. This flow is ancient. It predates your thoughts, your words, your first memories. Even your cells remember. There are tiny biological clocks buried inside nearly every one of them. Scientists call them circadian rhythms, from the Latin circadium, meaning about a day. These internal timers help you rise with the morning and sleep with the night. They help your body know when to eat, when to heal, when to grow. And just like the earth spins to bring the sun back each day, your cells spin to their own invisible schedules. Your body, in truth, is not one clock, but thousands. A network of timekeepers. Some are in your brain, some in your gut. Your liver knows when to break down sugar. Your skin knows when to repair damage. Even your bones and their quiet hardness follow cycles of building and decay. This orchestra plays in sync most of the time. But shift your sleep too far, travel across time zones, or stay awake too long, and the clocks begin to argue. You feel it, that strange, heavy confusion, jet lag, restlessness, the mind fog that makes everything seem just a little off, because time for your body isn't just on the wall. It's in your blood, your chemistry, your light. Yes, your light. There's a blue light that pours from the sky each morning. It tells your brain it's time to wake. And when that light fades in the evening, your brain begins to release melatonin, the chemical lullaby that prepares you for sleep. This light-driven rhythm is why you feel drowsy at night and alert at dawn. It's why your thoughts slow in darkness and sharpen when day breaks. Even blind people, who cannot see the sun, still respond to its timing. Because the rhythm isn't just visual. It's hormonal. It's cellular. It is deeply rooted in who you are. And just as the earth orbits the sun, your body orbits sleep, hunger, memory, mood. All of it tied to time. Think of it this way. You are a planet, and your biology is your orbit. Everything in you spins toward balance. Everything follows a path, some short, some long, some measured in moments, others in years. Women's bodies, for example, carry monthly cycles that echo the moon. Bones rebuild over months. Hair grows in tiny bursts. Dreams rise and fall in 90-minute arcs. Your body doesn't just follow time. It is time. And sometimes it remembers things you do not. A scent that brings back childhood. A melody that makes your chest ache. A sudden tear from a memory you didn't know was waiting. This is emotional time, etched into the body. Your heart remembers pain. Your muscles remember effort. Your nerves remember comfort. And as you lie here, still and breathing, you are surrounded by these quiet, ticking memories, some known, some hidden, but all part of you. Time shapes your healing too. When you cut your skin, your cells begin a silent race. First the clot, then the repair, then the rebuilding. This healing follows a schedule, not rushed, not delayed. Nature doesn't need a reminder. It just knows. And when you sleep, really sleep, your clocks do some of their best work. Your brain washes itself. Your muscles reset. Your immune system recharges. Even your memories scatter like puzzle pieces during the day, begin to organize themselves into stories you can keep. This is the deep restoration of time. But perhaps most mysterious is how your body tells time without a clock. In tests, people placed in caves, cut off from day and night, still sleep and wake on a near 24-hour rhythm. Some shift slightly, some stretch the day, but the rhythm never dies. Even in darkness, your body counts. Because time is not just outside of you, it is within. It shapes your hunger, your growth, your sleep, your grief, your love. And now, as you lie still in the softness of the night, you may begin to feel it, not as pressure, not as worry, but as something calming, something loyal. You do not need to control it. You are already part of it. There is nothing to rush, nothing to fix. You are breathing in time, sleeping in time, dreaming in time. And soon, you'll explore what happens when time itself begins to shift, when speed and space change the rhythm your body knows so well. Because what happens when you leave Earth? What happens to your breath, your heart, your sleep? When you begin to move faster than your clocks can follow, you close your eyes and imagine yourself lifting gently off the earth. The sky above you darkens, fades into velvet black, and the stars begin to bloom, scattered and soft, like glowing seeds drifting in the dark. You are weightless, floating, surrounded by silence. But in this silence, something extraordinary is moving. Always, constantly, faster than anything else that exists. Faster than wind, faster than thought. It is light, and tonight we are going to chase it. Light is not just something you see. It is how you see. It touches everything. Paintings, eyes, leaves, memories. It's the brushstroke of the universe. It travels in straight lines and bends around gravity. It makes shadows. It brings color to the world. But most of all, it moves. At 299,792 kilometers per second, light becomes the rule of reality. A cosmic speed limit that nothing with mass can break. It's not the fastest thing, because we've never found anything faster. It's the fastest thing, because nature won't allow faster. You might wonder, why can't we just go faster? What happens if we try? Imagine this. You're aboard a sleek, silver spaceship. The engines ignite. You begin to accelerate. 10,000 kilometers per hour. Then 50,000. Then 100,000. You pass the moon, then Mars, then the edge of the solar system. Still, light is far ahead, always moving faster. You push harder. 200,000 kilometers per second. The stars begin to stretch, like streaks of rain on a window. Time seems slower around you, but you look forward, and light still dances just beyond your reach. You press again, near 299,000 kilometers per second. And now, something strange begins to happen. Time, for you, begins to slow down. Not as a feeling, not like boredom, but truly, physically, measurably. To people back on Earth, the clocks tick normally. But to you, aboard this rushing vessel, seconds begin to stretch. Your heartbeat slows. Your thoughts stretch out like ripples in a long pool. And light, it still outruns you. Always. This isn't a flaw. It's a law. Einstein once imagined sitting on a beam of light, trying to keep up with its wave. He wondered, what would it look like if I could ride alongside it? What would time mean? Would time even exist? This thought became one of the most beautiful truths in all of physics. As you move faster, time itself bends. And the speed of light? It is the place where time finally stops. If you could move at the speed of light, And remember, you cannot, but imagine you could. Something strange and beautiful would happen. Time would stop for you completely. You would see all of time around you happen in an instant. A flower blooming, a city rising and falling, a life born and ending, compressed into one eternal now. You become a stillness while the world rushed past. But you cannot reach light speed because you have mass. And anything with mass would need infinite energy to get there. Still, even trying changes you. This is why astronauts, traveling even at a small fraction of light speed, experience time slightly differently. Their clocks tick slower than ours on Earth. Their bodies age more gently. It's not enough to notice day by day. But over time, over vast distances, the difference grows. This is time dilation. Not fiction, not magic, but a rhythm change caused by speed. And all of it, every shift, every bend, traces back to light. Because light doesn't just illuminate. It defines. It defines how long a second is, how far a meter stretches, how energy and mass exchange hands. It even tells you how to measure your life. Do you know the distance from the sun to Earth? About 150 million kilometers. But we don't always describe it that way. We say 8 light minutes, because that's how long light takes to make the journey. The moon? 1 light second away. Our words begin to use light itself to explain space and time, because light is a thread that stitches the two together. And here's something softer, more personal. The light that hits your skin in the morning? It's old. It left the sun 8 minutes ago. The star you see twinkling tonight? It might have died centuries back. You're not looking at it now. You're looking at it then. Light is always showing you the past. Even the image in the mirror isn't quite now. It is a reflection delayed by the tiniest fraction of a second. Every glance, every look, is a gentle reaching into history. And you, your body, your eyes, are tuned to light. Your pupils shrink or widen to let it in. Your skin reacts to it. Your thoughts brighten with it. Your emotions follow its rise and fall. So when we talk about chasing light, we are not just imagining a journey through space. We are imagining a journey through the very fabric of time. Because to follow light is to bend time. To try and match its speed is to change your own rhythm. To witness it is to understand how deeply everything is connected. You may feel small beneath the stars. But remember, your body is built to sense the speed limit. Your eyes can see light. Your cells can absorb it. Your thoughts can ride its waves. And now, as you lie still once more, you might begin to feel it. The hush of light, still moving outside your window, still carrying messages across galaxies, still keeping the clocks of the cosmos in tune. Soon, you'll step aboard a vessel that moves faster than anything you've ever known. And as your ship accelerates, you'll begin to feel time shifting. Softly, inevitably, within you, you open your eyes, but you're no longer on Earth. Outside the window, there's only black velvet and diamond dust. Stars shimmer in all directions, no longer twinkling like they do from below, but holding their place, cold, distant, patient. You are aboard a spaceship now. Its engines hum like a lullaby. The cabin lights are soft. You float, not with struggle, but with ease, as if the ship itself wants you to relax, to observe, to wonder. You are moving fast, faster than planes, faster than sound, faster than any human body has ever moved before. But what's stranger is not how space looks, it's how time feels. You glance at a small screen, your mission clock. It ticks forward. Steady, calm. Seconds become minutes. Hours pass. You eat. You rest. You breathe. Everything seems normal, contained inside this quiet vessel. But outside, something else is happening. Because your ship is moving at a speed where the world you left behind is starting to shift away from your rhythm. Back on Earth, someone is looking at the sky, wondering how you are. To them, it's been 5 years. To you, only 2. How can that be? This is time dilation. Not a dream, not a trick, but a real measurable bending of time, caused simply by moving fast. You don't feel it happening. That's the strange part. Your heart beats the same. Your breath still flows. Your thoughts drift along at their usual pace. But when compared to someone standing still, back home on Earth, your time moves more slowly. It's not just your imagination. It's not a side effect. It is a truth whispered into the structure of reality. The faster you move, the more time stretches. The more distance you cross, the more your seconds lengthen into minutes compared to others. Imagine holding two watches, one on your wrist and one back on Earth. Each tick, each tock follows its own rhythm. The farther and faster you drift, the more those rhythms disagree. And when you finally return, the difference becomes visible. Your face still carries youth, but there's your loved ones, your friends, may carry years you never lived. You have traveled through space and through time. It is not science fiction. It is science, quietly unfolding in the silence between stars. You are not skipping time. You are stretching it, like pulling taffy in slow motion. Each moment becoming longer, more elastic, more strange. And this phenomenon isn't just for astronauts. Even satellites, those small, blinking dots that orbit Earth, experience time differently. Their clocks tick faster or slower, depending on their motion and their altitude. That's why GPS systems must constantly correct themselves. Because even tiny time shifts matter when you're navigating a planet. It's humbling, isn't it? To realize that time is not fixed. It's not absolute. It flows differently depending on where you are, how fast you go, and what gravity holds you. And here, aboard your ship, you float through that truth. Each hour you spend here unfolds like a soft sigh. You sip tea. You write thoughts. You observe galaxies drift past, silent and immense. Time becomes soft, flexible, not a ruler but a ribbon, twisting gently through space. And somewhere back home, a garden grows. A friend grows older. A city changes its skyline. A child is born. A letter you once wrote is read. Its paper yellowed at the edges. You are not forgetting them. You are simply living in a different rhythm now. Think of it like music. Earth is playing in 4/4 time. You are hearing a slower waltz. Different tempos. Different beats. Both real. Both valid. You are not alone in this dance. The universe, too, experiences this stretch. In the heart of galaxies, where gravity is strong, time moves slower. Near massive stars. Near black holes. Even photons, the particles of light. Feel it, bending as they pass through space that curves around weight and speed. You begin to realize time is not a metronome. It is more like a fabric. It stretches. It sags. It folds. And when you move fast enough, you tug on that fabric. Gently. Permanently. Even if you were to travel far, far away, years into the stars, and then return, your time would not match the time you left behind. And maybe that's the hardest part. Not the science, not the mechanics, but the emotion, the idea that you and the people you love may no longer share the same now. But there is beauty here too, because in the slowing of time, there's a kind of gift, more moments to feel, more seconds to breathe, more pauses to wonder. And here, in your floating sanctuary, you begin to treasure that gift. Your body, your breath, your memories, held longer than they would be on Earth, preserved like pressed flowers in a book. And when you finally return, you will bring something rare with you, a perspective stretched by motion, a heart that has beat slower through time, a story shaped by speed, silence, and space. But for now, you float, letting time do what it does best, change everything, softly, and somewhere just beyond the curved window of your ship, you begin to sense gravity pulling at time too, not with speed this time, but with weight. The door hisses open and you step inside. It's quiet here, so quiet it almost feels sacred. No alarms, no rush, just the soft hum of the ship's heart, pulsing through the floor, steady as your own breath. You are aboard the ship of tomorrow, sleek, gentle, built not just for travel, but for presence, for feeling time. Your bed awaits, pressed into the wall like a gentle cocoon. The lights above shift from white to silver, then dim into a warm, endless dusk. Outside your window, the stars no longer blink. They glow, soft and constant, like memories held close. This ship is moving faster than anything before it. You are on a journey through deep space. No destination marked on a map, no rush to arrive. Just movement, pure and clean. A slow dive through the fabric of time itself. You stretch out and close your eyes. Already, the clocks on Earth tick faster than yours. Already, the people you left behind are aging more quickly than you. Already, you've begun to fall out of sync. But it doesn't feel like falling. It feels like floating through a story that has no urgency. Like walking through a hallway of mirrors, each showing a slightly different version of time. Inside the ship, everything is designed to move with your body's rhythm. Meals appear on schedule. Light follows a gentle arc. Artificial gravity presses your feet to the floor in a familiar, quiet embrace. You sleep when tired. You dream when still. You wake to soft music and stillness. You begin to notice time less as a number and more as a texture, thick in some moments, thin in others, like fog, like silk, like breath in cold air. And you remember the truth. Time is not universal. Not anymore. Your time belongs to the ship now. And Earth's time? It belongs to Earth. Somewhere down there, oceans rise and fall. Leaves sprout, turn gold, and drift to the soil. Lovers meet. Children grow. Cities change shape. History unfolds in real time. But your real time is different. You are no longer part of Earth's rhythm. You are a note played in a new key. Still, the connection is not broken. The ship is always listening. Every so often, a signal reaches you. A message from Earth. A video. A photograph. The words are warm. The face is older. They say things like, "You've only been gone 2 years." But you see the age in their eyes, the soft collapse of decades into wrinkles and pauses. You want to reach through the screen. But distance isn't measured in kilometers anymore. It's measured in time. And still you are calm, because you understand now. The ship is your cradle, your cathedral, your clock. Out the window, stars streak ever so slightly, not quite as they did from Earth. There's a subtle bending, a warping. Light curves around the ship, whispering secrets of speed and motion. You feel this warping inside, too. Time isn't gone. It's just different. You take a sip of tea. The steam rises slowly. Or is it slow only because you expect it to move faster? Your muscles have changed. Your breath has changed. Even your dreams come slower now, lingering longer in the space between sleep and waking. You wonder, if time stretches when you move fast, then what happens when everything is moving? Because Earth isn't still. It spins. It orbits the sun. The sun orbits the galaxy. The galaxy drifts through the cosmos like a bubble in an endless sea. There is no still point, no unmoving frame. Even you, resting in your quiet bed, are part of motion, layered motion, motion within motion. So then what is fast? What is slow? Who gets to decide? Maybe there's no such thing as one true time. Maybe time is always relative, always tied to your story, your journey, your speed. And perhaps that's comforting, because no one can own time. Not really. We can only ride its waves, in ships like this one, in bodies like yours. You glance out again. One star pulses brighter than the rest. It's familiar. You remember seeing it from Earth, standing on cool grass, your feet bare, your eyes wide. It hasn't changed, but you have, because you are no longer a passenger of Earth. You are a traveler of time, and somewhere in the space between stars, between motion and stillness, between now and then, you are beginning to understand something. That time isn't a single river. It's a branching delta, and you are one of its many paths. Sleep begins to pull you back. Soft gravity tugs at your eyelids. And as you let go of Earth, of memory, of expectation, you feel time stretch once more. But now, you are curious. What does it feel like to watch someone else's clock run faster than your own? To see another life race ahead, while yours drifts calmly behind. Back on Earth, your twin is growing older. While you sail through stars, their days move faster. This story of twins isn't just a thought. It's an experiment once imagined by Einstein. Tonight, You feel both paths unfolding at once. The ship is quiet, and space moves silently past the window. You lie still, but your mind drifts, not through stars this time, but back home, back to Earth, back to someone you once saw every day. Someone who looked just like you. Your twin. They stayed behind when you left. Feet rooted in gravity. Life continuing in the steady rhythm of Earth's time. While you drifted farther from the sun, they lived a different kind of journey. This isn't a story made up for comfort. It's a question posed by Einstein nearly a century ago. A simple idea that revealed something extraordinary. What happens if two twins, identical in every way, choose different paths through time? One boards the ship and travels near the speed of light. The other stays on Earth, surrounded by the ticking of everyday life. Years pass. When the traveler returns, something strange has happened. The twin who stayed is older, marked by decades, worn gently by gravity, weather, and memory, and the traveler, barely aged, as if time had stretched, softened, and passed more slowly, just for them. It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's real. This is the twin paradox, a thought experiment that became a truth, not by dreams, but by math, by physics, by the bending of time itself. And tonight, you begin to feel it. You imagine your twin walking through morning light, coffee in hand, traffic humming beyond the window, another birthday, another year, another wrinkle near the eye. You think of them planting something, a tree, perhaps. By now it has grown tall, its branches reaching toward the same stars you now pass. You picture their hair silvering, their hands softening, their eyes still holding the same depth as yours. But you have barely changed. Your face still carries youth. Your hands still hold time loosely, like it hasn't quite settled into the bones. This isn't magic. It's motion. Your speed bent the river time. While theirs flowed like usual, yours crawled. And now, you both live in different hours. Despite once being born in the same minute, it is beautiful and strange and hard because time isn't just science. It's connection. And now, you live on opposite ends of a shared story. Two halves of the same beginning, walking through very different middles. You remember laughter shared over candlelight, fights over who got the last piece of cake, long conversations under blankets, dreaming about futures you thought would unfold side by side. But you chose the stars, and they chose Earth. You are both right, and now you drift in thought, imagining what they're doing as you float between planets. Perhaps they're writing you a letter, or looking at the sky, trying to guess which dot of light is yours. Perhaps they're thinking of you too. Your time apart is not just physical, it is chronological. They have lived more days, more mornings, more moments, more meals, more minutes of silence, more hours of song. But your time, though shorter, has stretched in depth. You've seen stars being born, watched light twist around gravity, heard your own heartbeat in the quiet of the void. Time has shaped you both, differently, gently, and though distance separates you, there is still something shared. Because time cannot erase origin, it can only reshape the present. Your twin may be older now, their skin lined, their voice slower, but they are still the same melody, played in a different tempo. You wonder, what will it be like to return, to walk through the door and see someone who once looked just like you, now wearing the weight of years you never carried? Will they smile the same way? Will they feel like a stranger? Or will they see the you that never changed and understand what time has done? There is a sadness here, but there is peace too, because you have both lived honestly, in the rhythm you each chose. And maybe this is what time truly teaches, that we don't have to live in the same second, to share the same love, that even when clocks drift apart, hearts can remain in sync. The paradox is no longer a theory. It's your life. One twin still. One twin in motion. Both pulled by time. In different directions. But forever tied to the same beginning. And as the ship hums softly, and the stars continue their endless drift, you feel the tug of home. You wonder what Earth looks like now. How your twin has changed. how time has folded their path, while stretching yours. And just as you begin to imagine reunion, the embrace, the conversation, the rediscovery, another thought whispers through the silence. If speed can bend time, what can gravity do? You float in your quiet ship, but tonight, your thoughts drift downward, not toward the stars, but toward weight, toward pull, toward gravity. You've learned how time stretches with speed, how motion bends the rhythm of seconds. But there's something else, something deeper and more silent that reshapes time too. It is the gravity of everything. Every mass, every planet, every star, every atom pulls, not just on objects, not just on light, but on time itself. Imagine lying on the floor beneath a heavy blanket, not heavy in discomfort, but heavy in presence. It doesn't press you flat. It simply reminds you that you are being held. That's what gravity does to time. It holds it, slows it, tugs at it gently. Time moves slower where gravity is stronger. It's not a feeling you notice in your skin. It's not something you can hear, but it's there, measurable, constant, real. At sea level, time passes just a tiny bit slower than it does on a mountaintop. The difference is unimaginably small, and yet it exists. If you place two identical clocks, one high on a tower, one deep underground, they would slowly fall out of sync. The one closer to Earth's center would tick more slowly, because gravity grips time more tightly there. Even you, as you stood on that mountain, would age just a whisper faster than the version of you in the valley below. This isn't science fiction. It's GPS. Satellites orbiting Earth must account for this effect constantly. Because they're farther from Earth's pull, their clocks run faster. If we didn't correct for that, your phone wouldn't know where you are. Your maps would be wrong. Planes would drift off course. Your directions home would quietly unravel. We correct for the slowing and speeding of time, because gravity makes a difference. And the stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Now imagine something much heavier than Earth. Something denser. Something like a star collapsed into itself. A neutron star or a black hole. Near those objects, time crawls. A single second might contain an hour, a day, or more, depending on how close you are. And if you stood at the very edge of a black hole, just before falling in, time would stop for you completely. To an outside observer, you'd appear frozen, suspended at the edge of existence, never quite crossing over, because time at that edge is held still by gravity's unrelenting grip. But you don't need to go to a black hole to feel this truth. You're feeling it right now. Even in your body, gravity shapes you. It tells your blood where to go. It keeps your bones aligned. It whispers to your balance, your breath, your posture. And it whispers to time too. It's strange to think. The same force that keeps your feet on ground also slows your minutes. The same force that makes rivers fall, that lifts tides, that rounds planets, also tugs at the fabric of time itself. It's all one thing, all connected. You lie back in your ship, drifting above planets you'll never name, and you realize there are invisible threads everywhere. Gravity is not just a downward pull. It is a folding of space, a curvature of the universe. And time follows those curves like water following a stream bed. You might imagine gravity as invisible fingers, reaching out from every object, stroking the clock, tugging gently at the minutes. Every step you've ever taken has been slightly slowed. Every dream has passed through the slow syrup of Earth's weight. You've aged inside a gravitational cradle. And now, in space, you are free of most of that pull. Time flows just a bit faster here. Your seconds feel longer, not because they are, but because the weight that once shaped them is far behind you. It's subtle, quiet, like the hush after snow falls. But it's real, and it invites you to wonder, if gravity can slow time, and speed can stretch it, then what happens where both collide? What happens near a massive, spinning black hole, or at the heart of a galaxy? Are there places in the universe where time has nearly stopped, where events that began billions of years ago are still unfolding in slow motion? And if so, could we watch them? Could we understand them? Or would they slip past us, too slow to notice, too quiet to hear? These questions linger, not with urgency, but with comfort, because tonight you've learned something gentle. Time is not a ruler. It is not strict. It is not cruel. It is a shape, and gravity is the hand that molds it. You're floating now, lighter than you've ever been, and the universe is unfolding around you, its hidden rhythms beginning to hum. You feel not small, but surrounded, not lost, but part of something curved and kind. And as you close your eyes, gravity releases its grip, just a little, and another silence rises in its place. A darker, stranger silence. The kind that lives at the edge of everything, where time no longer moves at all. You are floating now, deeper into the quiet. The stars have thinned. The glow from distant galaxies fades into a dim haze behind your ship. Ahead of you, there is something darker than space itself. Something that doesn't glow, doesn't shimmer, doesn't move the way everything else does. A black hole. It does not look like a hole. Not really. It looks like the absence of all things. As if the universe has blinked and left a silence behind. You've seen dark places before. Shadows under your bed, the back of your eyelids, the space between stars. But this is different. This is a darkness that pulls. A darkness that bends everything around it. A darkness that doesn't end. And here, time begins to behave like nothing you've known. Black holes are born from collapse. Massive stars that run out of fuel, fold on themselves and fall endlessly inward. Their mass doesn't disappear. It concentrates, shrinks, tightens into something so dense, so heavy, that even light, so fast, so constant, cannot escape. And where light cannot go, time cannot either. As you drift closer, you see it, the event horizon, not a wall, not a line you can touch, but a boundary, soft and invisible, where escape becomes impossible. Cross this line and you are gone, not destroyed, not scattered, just cut off. Even your signals, your words, your images could never climb back out. From here on, your story would be yours alone. But it's the edge itself, the skin of this dark sphere, that holds the greatest secret. Here, time pauses. To someone watching from afar, you would seem to slow. Your movements would become syrupy. Your waves would stretch into stillness. Your voice would drop into silence. And just before you reach the event horizon, you would freeze. Not to yourself. To you, time feels normal. But to them, to the outside, you are a statue of light and thought, forever poised on the edge. This is not illusion. It is time dilation, taken to its furthest extreme. Gravity here is immense. So immense that it bends the very rhythm of existence. Seconds stretch into hours. Moments become eternities. And at the event horizon, time stops altogether. You feel it as a hush, a pause in the breathing of a universe, like standing at the bottom of a lake where nothing ripples, where even your thoughts seem too loud. It is terrifying, but also tender, a kind of cosmic stillness, a kind of sacred boundary. Nothing escapes, but nothing screams. This is time asleep. You wonder what lies inside. Truthfully, no one knows. Equations fail there. Theories collapse under the weight of uncertainty. Some say there is a singularity, a point of infinite density where all laws of physics dissolve. Others dream of wormholes, of bridges to other places, other times. But no probe has returned. No light has carried back a message. It is a perfect silence. And yet, even in its silence, the black hole speaks. It teaches us that time is not eternal. It is vulnerable. It can be pulled, twisted, stopped. It teaches us that light, our most trusted traveler, has limits. That speed is not strength. That motion can end. It teaches us that stillness can be more powerful than noise. As you orbit slowly around the edge, the view outside your window distorts. Stars bend, curve, stretch into rings. You are not hallucinating. You are watching space itself become fluid. You've entered what some call the photon sphere, the last safe orbit before light itself begins to spiral inward. Here, light circles. Not forward, not backward, but in loops, caught in the warping of space and time. If you looked out the right window, you might see the back of your own head. Reality folds here, not in a violent way, but like paper creased by time. You pause your thoughts. You breathe slowly. You feel the gravity not just in your ship, but in your chest. A kind of emotional weight, a reverence. Because here, near this sleeping god of space, you sense something ancient and unknowable. You remember something your twin once said, about how stillness is not the absence of life, but a kind of attention, a kind of listening. Maybe this too is a kind of listening. The universe, holding its breath. You could stay here forever, watching the edge, feeling time stretch, wondering what silence looks like from the inside. But even here, you are still moving. Even here, your heart ticks forward. Slowly, surely, softly. You think of those who stayed behind, their clocks spinning faster, their stories unfolding like flowers in fast motion, while you watch time unwind like thread. And just as you begin to wonder, what happens to light that falls in? What happens to memory? Another truth waits in the darkness. Because if this is where time pauses, then somewhere beyond this point, something must begin again. The ship tilts, the engines hum softer than before, and a familiar blue sphere comes into view. Earth. You watch it spin below you, still beautiful, still wrapped in cloud and water, still carrying life as it always has. But something feels different. Not about Earth, but about you. You are coming home. Your hands press lightly to the window. You remember this planet from before. The way trees breathe in silence. The way rain kisses skin. The way cities flicker with lights like stars turned inward. But the home you left is not the one you return to, because time has passed unevenly. For you, it was only a few years, soft, floating, stretched thin in space. But for Earth, it has been longer. The world has moved forward, and you are a visitor now, stepping back into a timeline that no longer matches your own. The moment your ship touches down, the atmosphere greets you with its weight. Gravity feels heavier, not just in your bones, but in the air around you. Time feels heavier too. You step out slowly. Your eyes search for faces you once knew. Some are missing. Some have changed. Some now live through stories others tell. Your twin, older now, stands waiting. They smile, recognizable yet transformed. Lines mark their face like rivers drawn through memory. Their voice is lower, calmer. You embrace, and the space between you fills with something that words can't hold. Years stretch between you like a canyon. But inside that canyon, there is quiet understanding. They lived through decades. You lived through distance. And somehow, both of you were waiting. You walk through familiar streets that have forgotten you. Shops are gone. Names have changed. Buildings rise where fields once lay open. Trees have grown tall, roots digging deeper than you remember. The world smells older. Its music is new. Its pace has shifted. It is not worse. It is simply different, and yet, as a child recognizes a lullaby sung in a different key, you begin to find the rhythm again. A park bench still creaks the way it did when you were young. A particular flower still blooms near your old window. The sky still turns amber just before night. Some things remain. Quiet. But your memories, they drift like echoes. You see places you once knew, but they no longer belong to the same moment as you. They are postcard now. Souvenirs from a time that no longer exists. You pass by a school and remember a friend, but the laughter feels like someone else's. You smell bread from a bakery and remember your mother's kitchen, but the warmth is just a trace now, fading at the edges. You realize you are both present and past, part of Earth and apart from it. Still, you carry something rare, not just stories of stars and stillness, but a sense of wonder untouched by hurry. You have seen time slow. You have watched galaxies swirl from afar. You have felt gravity pause your heartbeat. You have lived in silence so deep it became a part of you. And now, you move through Earth's crowded time. With a calm the world is forgotten. You no longer rush. You listen longer. You speak less. People ask you questions. What was it like? Were you lonely? Did you miss us? You answer softly. You say, I saw light take 100,000 years to cross a gap no wider than your fingernail. I watched stars fall into silence. I learned that time is not something to keep, but something to feel. And when they look at you, puzzled, you smile, because there are some truths that cannot be told, only lived, only carried. You walk to a lake, the same one where you skipped stones as a child. Its surface still shimmers. The wind still draws ripples like music across its skin. You sit, and you let the stillness return. This is where your two timelines meet, where the one who left and the one who returned sit side by side. You are older in ways that do not show. You are younger in ways that cannot last. But you are home, not the same home, not the same self, but home still. And as night begins to fall, you look up. The stars above are familiar, but now you see them not as lights. You see them as journeys, as stories stretched across time. And you know, deep within your chest, that though Earth has changed, though time has pulled you apart from what was, you have brought something back. Not knowledge, not proof, but wonder. And wonder never grows old. Tomorrow, you will speak of clocks again, of jobs, of errands, of appointments. But tonight, as you close your eyes in the same gravity that once held you, you listen, and beneath the sounds of Earth, beneath the ticking of your watch, you feel a quieter rhythm rising again. The rhythm of your body, of breath, of time, slowing once more, because something still lingers. Some memory not of where you've been, but of what time itself has whispered to you. And as you drift into sleep, you feel that whisper again. Asterisk, what is time, if not the shape of who you become? You lie still now. The journey is behind you. The stars are quieted. The ship has landed. The voices of those who stayed have returned to your ears. And yet, a part of you still floats, because you brought something back that no one else can see. Something quiet. Something vast. You carry time. Not just the minutes you lived, but the minutes you missed. The time stretched between your pulse and someone else's. The spaces where your path, and there's no longer matched. You feel it in your breath. A little slower now. You feel it in your gaze. A little deeper. You feel it in silence. How it comforts you, rather than presses in. You have watched time bend, slow, and pause. You've seen it become flexible, almost soft. And now, you know something that was always true, but rarely felt so clearly. That time is not something outside of you. It is not just a clock on the wall, not just the turning of planets or the blinking of stars. Time is how you feel. It's the ache in your chest at parting, the warmth in your palms when you hold a memory, the quiet that comes just before a tear, the pause after laughter when everything feels whole. Your body is made of moments, of rhythms passed down over millions of years, of cells that sleep and wake, of pulses and breath and renewal. And all of it, every thread that weaves you, was stitched by time. Even now, as you lie in the softness of night, you are not idle. Your body moves gently through time. Memories reorganize. Bones mend. Cells hum in their quiet cycles. You are still, but you are never stopped. You think back to the stars, to the black hole where time paused, to the orbit where light curved like thread on a spindle, to the ship that sailed through stretched seconds. And then you think of Earth, of the sun rising through mist, of someone waiting at a window, of music spilling from a quiet cafe, of your own reflection, older now but calm, all of it held inside you, not as data, not as facts, but as feeling. Underscore, 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 underscore. Time isn't what it used to be. It's not something you measure anymore. It's something you hold, something you wear like a second skin, something you carry like water in your hands, knowing it will spill, but holding it gently anyway. You've learned not to chase it, not to race it, only to move with it, the way a leaf moves with wind, the way a tide moves with moonlight. You live slower now, not because you have less to do, but because you've seen what's waiting when you slow enough to notice. You've seen time's texture, felt its weight, heard its hush, and now, in the deep quiet of night, as the world settles once more, you let it all rest. The science, the speed, the theories, the clocks, the stars, all of it folds inward, becoming a simple truth. You are time, time that breathes, time that remembers, time that listens. You are not just moving through time. You are made of it. So sleep now. Let the seconds flow through you like a soft river. Let the hours slip over you like silk. You do not need to hold on. You do not need to understand everything. You've already learned the most important thing. That time is not something to master, but something to feel. And tonight, as you lie here, you are both still and moving, a traveler with no destination, a moment wrapped in stillness. And time, gentle, ancient, endless, is folding quietly around you.